Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello civil engineers and welcome to CIVIL53. In the previous lecture we had talked about dynamic blocks. In this lecture we will learn how to place column at the right location so that it does not create hindrance, it's less visible and also economical to construct. So let's get started. Before we start placing the columns, we need to know what does it mean by column. Columns are very important component in a structure. The importance of a column is greater than that of beams and slabs, because if a beam fails, it will be a local failure of one floor, but if a column fails, it can lead to the collapse of the complete structure. So, technically, columns are a structural member which is vertically and axially loaded and subjected to compressive forces and having its effective length 3 times greater than the least cross-sectional dimension of itself. In short, columns designed to resist axial and lateral forces and transfer them safely to the footing in the ground. Now let's talk about general sizes of columns that used in residential building, and let's talk about the maximum minimum distance criteria between them. For the buildings up to G+3, we can use 9 inches by 12 inches column or 9 inches by 18 inches column for building having beam span up to 16 feet. Remember that 9 inches column are not recommended for commercial buildings having large span halls with heavy loadings of goods. Also keep in mind that 9 inches columns are good at taking axial loads, but they are quite weak under taking bending that comprises of earthquake and wind loads. So we have to take extra care while using these columns in building above G+1 story. For buildings having beam span greater than 16 feet above G+1, we should use 1 feet by 1 feet column at the outer periphery of the house and 1 feet by 18-inch column at the center location where there is accumulation of large amount of loads. For achieving an economical design, we should place column at maximum 18 feet, minimum 8 feet. As the center to center distance between the columns increased beyond 18 feet, it will start asking for bigger size column and large reinforcement. Enough talking, let's put up AutoCAD, but before that, I would like to remind you to subscribe to my channel. Let's go. Change the layer to column layer. Now make a rectangle of 9 inches by 12 inches. So type RAC, enter, specify first corner point, left click, and now right click and select dimensions. So type 9 inches, enter, by 12 inches, enter. Now zoom in, specify other corner point, left click. Similarly, create the other two rectangles, which is 9 inches by 18 inches and 9 inches by 24 inches. So type RAC, enter, specify first corner point, left click, now right click and select dimensions. So 9 inches, enter, by 18 inches, enter. Specify other corner point, left click, RAC, enter, left click, right click, dimensions, 9 inches, enter, 24 inches, enter. Now left click. Now we are ready with basic columns blocks. 9 inches by 12 inches, 9 inches by 18 inches, 9 inches by 24 inches. You might be thinking how we decided that this particular column will be able to take the loads or not. For finding out the load carrying capacity of RCC columns and beams, we do structural analysis and design in a specialized software like Etabs. Through this software, you come to know that columns of a structure will pass or not. If the columns fail, then we increase the size of the column or we reoriented the column to pass the load test. The same approach we follow as we go higher and higher in the number of stories. Inshallah, I will explain this in the practical course on structural analysis of RCC buildings using Etabs, Stat Foundation and Excel, after completing the practical AutoCAD course. Coming back to our plan, how we will decide the position of columns. Staircase is a heavy structure part of the building and it also has to bear the load of water tank. So to bear these heavy loads, Provide one column at each corner of staircase to support the whole staircase assembly. This is the general rule. So always provide one column at each corner of the staircase to carry the heavy load to the soil. Copy the 9 inches by 24 inches column and place it for the staircase. So we will place one column here, the other column here, third column and fourth column. So this is the 9 inches by 24 inches column, type C, selected, type CO, enter. Now take a base point, left click, come to the plan. This is first column, second, place it here. Now press escape, move these two columns, select them, type M, enter, take the base point and come to this point, left click. We need to move this, select, type M, enter. We need to move these two columns to be aligned with this wall. So select both of these columns, type M, enter, take this as a base point, left click, come to this point, left click. Now it's looking good. So we have placed 4 columns for the stair. The second thing that we are going to look at is rooms. General rule for placing the columns for rooms is that place the column at each corner of the room in a way that their projections outside the wall is least visible. Copy the 9 inches by 12 inches column. We will place one over here, second column and third column. So this is our 9 inches by 12 inches column, selected, type CO, enter, take this as a base point, left click. Now move to the room. We will place at each corner of the room. So first column, we will place one here and one more here. Now press escape, select this one, type M, enter, take this as a base point, left click, come to this corner, left click. Now select this one, type M, enter, take this as a base point, come here and left click. In this side, we will place 9 inches by 24 inches column. So select this column, type CO, enter, take this as a base point, left click, come here and then left click. Now press escape. So by this we have placed the column for this room. Now we need to place column for the WC, bathroom and kitchen. We can clip this all as a one room. So we need to place one more column here and one column over here. We will also place one column here. We will use 9 inches by 12 inches column here and 9 inches by 18 inches column here, 9 inches by 18 inches column here. So copy the 9 inches by 12 inches column, selected like this, type CO, enter, take this as a base point, come here and then place it like this. Now press escape, select this column which is 9 inches by 18 inches, type CO, enter, take this as a base point, left click, come here and place it like this. Now press escape, selected, type M, enter, take the midpoint of this column, left click and place it at the mid between these two walls, left click, because this column is a common between these two flats. Now copy this one, type CO, enter, left click. Now press escape. By this we have placed the columns for the staircase, balcony, bedroom, WC, bathroom, kitchen, as well as the living room. For the first flat, if any of the columns fail at the time of the structural analysis and design by Etabs, then we will have to do one of the things to change the size of the column or change orientation of the column. What I mean by change of orientation, as we can see this aligned with this wall, changing orientation, so we will make this column aligned with this internal wall. Now let's place the columns for the remaining flats. To select all the columns in one go, right click, select quick select. From properties, select layer and make sure that the value is column. Click on OK. We need to remove this from selection, so press and hold shift button, left click, select it like this, left click. First we will start with this flat, so we need to remove these columns from the selection because it's also a common between both of these two flats. So press and hold shift button, left click, select them like this, left click. Now type MI, enter. Come here and take this as a midpoint for your mirror line, left click. Now move the cursor up, left click, select on, no. Now we need to place the columns for the remaining two flats, so the same way, right click, select quick select, click on layer and make sure that value is column, click on OK. Press and hold shift button to remove this from selection, left click, left click. These columns are going to be a common columns between these two flats, so to remove them, press and hold shift button, left click, select them like this, left click. Now type MI, enter. Now we need a midpoint between these two flats, so we have this is as a midpoint. Come here, left click, move the cursor like this, make sure that the ortho mode is on, so come here, turn it on, left click. Now move the cursor like this, left click, select no. We need to move these columns and this one, so no problem, selected, type M, enter. So by this we have placed the columns. Now we can conclude this tutorial video. But before that, go to quick access toolbar and click on save. That's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please like the video and share it with your friends. In the next lecture, inshallah, we will place the furniture items in the rooms. See you next lecture, inshallah, on CIVIL53. Once again, thanks for watching.